Hello and welcome to a special Ultra Confusion video. I am your host Charlie and I'm joined by the co-host Jesse.
How's it going today?
It's going. So some of you may have noticed that about, I guess, like 9 days ago now, we were at MonsterCon. Of course, showing off Ultra Confusion, showing off the Ouya, and then of course giving two panels there. We hope to be re-invited next year, where we hope that some of the kinks of the last minute
Venue
change get worked out. We've also already, excuse me, we've already applied for Kanuga. It doesn't look like we're going to be presenting at Dragon Con, which I didn't think we were going to, but it was worth a shot.
One can dream.
Yes, one can dream. Actually, if I had notified somebody earlier, we probably could have had a panel at Dragon Con. But oh well. Lesson learned. So I guess let's start off with what your impression of Dragon Con, MonsterCon was, and then we'll go on to other topics.
Overall, I liked it. It was fun. The panels went really well, except for really the last minute venue change caused a lot of issues when it came to sound and setup. And in my personal opinion, and granted I wasn't there for all the back of the stage things, there was some things that they could have done to make the panels a little bit more visible, like numbering them so you knew which panel was which instead of trying to rely on people to say, hey, where's that panel? I think that would have helped out a lot.
Or changing where the panels were.
And also just having a list of panels. And I know they were really strapped for time, but, print them out on a sheet and hang them on the wall.
Or something.
And I know it's difficult to have a printer always, but find somebody at someone's house. Everybody has printers. Put it on a USB and go to Kinko's and print it out. But a list would have been nice because really people didn't know where things were. I actually really liked where the panels were set up at, except for the fact that instead of taking panels into consideration when they were doing things around the venue, they just kind of kept doing things over the panels, which was a problem. But overall, there was a great atmosphere. The people had a lot of fun. There was a lot of really interesting people there. And it really did run smoothly overall for the last minute venue change, except really for some smaller kinks that affected some of the panels.
I agree. Like I said on Thursday's broadcast, it was a lot of fun. I hope that we get to do it again. There were some, audio kinks and the fact that, I liked where the panels were set at, but there was no audio-visual equipment. I kind of like a more intimate, like enclosed environment so that you can hear not only the panelists, but also individuals who are asking questions.
Luckily for me, being in a field where I have to project my voice quite a bit, people said they actually heard me better than most and heard Charlie better than most, but mainly because he's got to learn to talk over me, so he has to be louder. One of the other things that I wish they had done was being in an arena, in the rafters and the ceilings, they have the ability to drop electricity down into drop boxes that they just hang. Basically, it's really long extension cords that have a box on the bottom of them. They had one or two set up for the fan tables and the vendors, and they had none for the panels, so people couldn't do any projections. They couldn't do anything like that. They had if they had any kind of audio visual, none, which can be worked out for next year. I really loved a lot of the vendor tables. There was a lot of really cool things. There was a guy who was doing a sideshow act, which I found to be awesome. I got to watch him his wife hang a brick from a metal chain that was hooked through her nose, and she swung it around. I watched him swallow a sword. It was pretty cool. Overall, though, it really went well, and a lot of those kinks, I bet, would have been worked out if they didn't have like a week and a half to set up. But the one thing that I did wish they had, and I thought they had time to do, was just print out a list of where the panels were and put them on the wall. I mean, it doesn't need to be fancy at last minute. People understand you have a venue change. Print them out, stick them on a wall, because I don't think the times of our panels changed. I just think the venue of it changed. I think the panel spot, I think we were still in 2 and 3 originally, and our times were the same. They could have just stuck it on the wall and said, here, panel 2 or in panel 2 at this time,
Right.
and then just stuck a paper 2 onto the table so we all know where panel 2 is. Would have been fine.
Yep. Speaking of MonsterCon and the attendees, you missed out. We had a audience member for our TV or our broadcast, our live broadcast on Thursday, who actually went to MonsterCon.
Good.
She was the individual who showed us Dead Balls.
Ah, yes, very good.
Yes. So hopefully, I think that MonsterCon can definitely grow from where it ended. I'm sure that you'll have a ton more vendors who show up, because I know a lot of vendors dropped out the last minute. So did some of the fan tables. So I'm sure that it's going to be a much more packed house for next year. So we're looking forward to that. And of course, Canuga is going to be in Chattanooga sometime in February. I can't remember.
Which we are, at least I'm super excited about, because it's at the Chattanooga Choo Choo.
Oh, I'm excited about it.
I love the Chattanooga Choo Choo.
I've seen the Choo Choo a lot because my grandfather lives right outside of Chattanooga. But still, I mean, we love conventions, and we're already on the mailing list for RoundCon for next year. I'm assuming that RoundCon went without any hitches this past weekend. I didn't hear anybody screaming about it from the people I knew who were going to RoundCon, so good job. So the next big convention, of course, is Dragon Con, which I think I'll just be wandering around handing out buttons. I mean, you're not allowed to really advertise or hand out flyers, but they didn't say anything about buttons. So I'm just going to hand out buttons.
Yeah. I'm going to try to go to the parade, if possible, because the parade's always a fun thing to do.
And there's also some awesome costumes that are always in the parade. So let's talk about what have you been playing lately?
Recently, not that much. The only thing I have been playing is called, what is it called? Let me look on my phone really quickly because it's an iPhone game. It's called Cut the Rope. It's this little game where it's basically a piece of candy and a little monster, and you got to figure out how to maneuver the candy into the monster's mouth. And I love these types of games. They're just simple. They're easy to do. They're what I call pooping games. You do them in the bathroom. Like, you can do them while you sit and watch television on a commercial. They take 30 seconds to do a level and just kind of keep moving. It's a lot of fun. I got it free through Starbucks, but I think it's normally like 99 cents or $1.99.
So, I know for a fact that Jesse just lied to everybody in the audience. I know that he played a shit ton of Beast Boxing Turbo on the Ouya during MonsterCon and got decently good at it as he beat the champion.
I actually want to try that again in a minute, because if you have the full version here, I want to make it past.
I think I do, but if I don't, then it definitely needs to be the full version, because we need to have a review of it.
Okay. Yeah. When you said lately, my brain's only working within the last 2 or 3 days because of school's back in session.
So I know that I've already stated this. Actually, my gaming has changed just slightly. I have completed Little Red Running Hood. I wrote the review. I believe I gave it an 8.5 or 8.4. It could have been higher, but as I stated in there, the game abruptly ends, and it feels like there should be a continue. I just got an email from the developer going, "Holy crap, newbie error. You're absolutely right. There should have been a 2-week continue. There are 10 more levels that they're scheduling to release for this game, but they are going to do a side project first to kind of unwind from releasing this 30-level, as I like to call them, runner games, where they're just running and you just got to hit the button on the right time. But by the way, very well done. The mechanics, there's no real glitches in the game. It's just timing. If you get the timing down, you can do fantastic in that game. My problem is I'm not so good with timing. Yeah. And also, if you're this close to the finish and you fuck up, you got to go all the way back to the beginning.
Yeah. Beast Boxing, by the way, because Charlie's doing his review, I have to get past the demo 2 guys to do it. It's a really good game. You've got to be prepared to lose a lot to kind of up your character to make sure that you can kind of compete, really punch and power-wise with the other people that you are playing. It takes timing and skill and kind of watching it. one of the things that I had a problem with was that one of the little markers to let you know when the guy's going to do like a super punch or just kind of drop his gloves is in the top right hand side of the screen, and you don't really notice it if you're trying to like watch what the guy's actually doing. You don't notice the little character drop his gloves in the top corner. So it kind of makes it a little difficult because they want you to watch it, but at the same time it's a difficult thing to see if you're really focusing on the game itself.
Right.
The controls I felt they were a little laggy. I think it also has to do with the fact that took me a while to get used to the game, and you have to learn to punch ahead, and I think the game really expects that of you, is to kind of know what you want to do before. It's kind of, you throw a punch, but you need to be pressing the buttons for the next punch you want to throw beforehand.
Gotcha.
So it's a good game. I want to get past the demo to kind of give a full review of it. But so far I'm thinking it's around a 7.5.
Sweet. Let's see here. I recently posted a review of Freedom Fall. I beat that game. I also posted a review of Dig. God, I wanted that game to be so good, and it is good. But there's too many issues for me to give it, the score that I want to give it.
It's glitchy.
Yeah. I am about to write a review for a game called Inferno Plus that I got after I returned from MonsterCon. I've already defeated. And then I just downloaded a bunch of more Ouya games to play and then review. Like I said, Little Red Running Hood for the iOS. That's by Lucky Fingers Interactive. They're a small indie group. You definitely have to check them out. I've posted the review and a link to their website. Hopefully their next project will be in the loop and be able to get you the information for that project as quickly as possible. Trying to think here. If you are an independent developer, I mean, seriously, email me. Find me on Facebook. Find me on Google Plus. Find me on Twitter. Find me at alteredconfusion.com. I've got an email listed there. Just hit me up. Just give me a little background about your group, your game, and then I would really like a promo code for your game so that I can get to it even faster and not have to go, well, $5.99, maybe not in the budget right now. Because I'm serious. I mean, I just bought a new AC unit, so.
I have a funny little story to tell you.
Okay.
My parents are redoing their basement.
Ah, fantastic.
And one of those things that happens when you redo a basement is you find old things. My mom came over with a shoebox, and in that shoebox contains a Dreamcast.
Nice.
With a couple of games with it. So I have to go and hook that up and see if it still works and still functions.
Sure.
I'm sure it still does. Sega made a great product. They just promoted a really good product very poorly. And
in
so
the US.
it kind of failed, and it's coming to me in a shoebox now.
Yeah. Okay, so as many of you people know out there, the school year is about to start, so there is going to be a change. There's going to be some changes coming because of the availability of Jesse and Zelius. We are going to try to work through it. We want to give you as much information in a 2-person or more format. For the Thursday night shows, if I can't get Zelius or I can't get Jesse, I will pull in somebody, and we will have some kind of discussion. So do not worry, we're not going to be like, well, this week we're doing it this time, and this week we're doing it that time. We're going to keep the Thursday 8 o'clock slot. I will tell you that a couple Thursdays we're going to have twofers. We're going to have an earlier broadcast with Zelius. That's going to be live and recorded, and then we're going to have the regularly scheduled 8 o'clock broadcast with whomever is available at that time. Now, of course, if Zelius is available at the 8 o'clock slot, then you're probably not going to get a twofer. I'm just going to say, Zelius is not going to do 2 shows in one day. He's Zelius, I mean, I'd rather him play games and write reviews than do 2 shows and
I'll do as many shows as he wants a day, as long as I have the time.
Right.
And he can usually entice me and my fiance over as long as we get dog time and baby time. So.
Yes. Let me think about this. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to say. Uh, yeah, I've got a shit ton of games to get through. I really am going to write a review of the beta of Firefall really soon. I need to. This is kind of like a self to-do list, but y'all are gonna know what I'm gonna try to do this week. We do have an interview with with Alex Byram on Tuesday. That's around lunchtime. That's going to be live and also recorded. This is the developer behind the game Go to Hell, Dave. That's still in development. But he's going to take some time out of his busy schedule to give us an interview. I have set up an interview for Burton Posey, who's actually a local developer. Unfortunately, he is swamped right now. So we're looking at mid-September before we can get an interview with him. I tried to reach out to High Res Studios to get an interview, but they are in crunch mode. They're trying to get all of Smite ready and polished for a huge tournament that's coming up really soon. I think it's actually at PAX. I sent them a list of questions, and hopefully I get some response back. I would love to have someone, do a video or an in-person interview with, but at the very least, I'll be able to post the questions and answers online, along with individuals who actually stated it, because I don't want to, just have anonymous answers to a question, because hell, I could do that and make up stuff, and if people, I want credibility. I want to be able to say, okay, just a title. The senior developer for this project said this. So that we understand that it's actually coming from someone. It's just not a generic answer. Because I know that there are quite a few companies out there who, given crunch time, just give you regurgitated. You could probably find it on the website, but we're going to tell you anyways and make it feel special. So right now, since we're not going to be doing any panels anytime soon, what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to meet up with some of these developers, set up some times. It's probably going to be, the majority of them are going to be Google Hangouts, because that's just easier, so we don't have to be in the same place. We don't have to sync up completely, especially a lot of people live in Alpharetta or south of Atlanta, or hell, they may not even live anywhere near Georgia, and we want to be able to give any developer who wants FaceTime. So Google Plus, of course, or Google Hangout is definitely a very good alternative to fix that. So yes, one more bit of news. August could be the 15th, maybe, I don't remember. No, it's not the 15th. Is it the 15th? I don't know. Not this week. Maybe next week or the week. It might be in 2 weeks. Anyways, there's a Georgia Game Developer Association meetup at the Art Institute of Atlanta, Decatur. They're going to be talking about artists and some ideas about how to get in the industry. I will be there with my camera, recording, and of course, if there's any independent developers, maybe I can get their stuff. Show you what they're doing, or perhaps do an interview with them as well. We love interaction. I cannot stress that enough. All the confusion is about interaction. We want you, the fans, the developers, the listeners, the readers,
programs, artists, voiceover people, come talk to us.
Yeah, if you are trying to get in the industry, reach out to us, and maybe we know someone who can help you out. We are here to help you. I know this is going to sound corny, but we're here to help you alter your gaming confusion. I mean, we're Altered Confusion. So yes, real quick, if you want to make a fillet of the deep one, which is Cajun tilapia with mango cucumber salsa, please hit our website, and we'll give you the entire recipe. We'll give you the salsa and then how to prepare the tilapia. If you're really interested in more recipes from Cuisine from Beyond by Rachel Hill, I recommend going to, they've got a hardback cover version and they've got a paperback version. I believe you could probably get it at Amazon, but if you can't, go to aberrantdreams.com. That's ABERRANT dreams, all one word, .com.
And they will be at Dragon Con roaming around wearing their t-shirts. They do not have a table, but they will be there similar to us.
So be on the lookout for them. They're really good people. They were sitting right behind us at MonsterCon.
And I believe Dragon Con will also have the South Carolina Ghostbusters there in the parade, and they were very nice people as well. They were sitting next to us at MonsterCon too.
They'll have Ecto 1 in the parade. Well, actually, I guess technically it's Ecto 2 because the original Ecto 1 actually broke down in the middle of one of the New York City bridges, and the filmmakers had to pay a hefty fine to get that thing towed. So anyways, I believe that's it. I wish that, I wish we had more to say, but I don't want to make this video way too long, but at the same time I want to make it informative. So yes. So what we're going to do is we're going to get back to playing games so we can review them. And hopefully you, the listener, the watcher, the reader, the fan, find our information relevant and informative and creative and whatever. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or criticisms for us, the Alter Confusion the Alter Confusion team, just email us at alteredconfusion@gmail.com, or just utilize the amazingly awesome structured form that I helped create on the left-hand side of most of the pages, where all you got to do is put your name, your email address, and any of your comments, messages, whatever, and then hit send, and I will get it right here on my trusty phone, and I will answer it as quickly as possible if I have the ability and the knowledge to do so. So for myself, Charlie, and Jesse, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you at least by Thursday.